Alright, welcome back out to the garage. I think in the last video I dumped a bunch of stuff in here, my homemade parts washer thing. They've been soaking overnight. The gas that was in there smells a lot like varnish, so I don't know how much good it's going to do. This screen actually, yeah, the stuff is coming off that fairly decent. So we got that in there. Mama is not particularly fond of my parts cleaner because, well, the hands have been in the stuff, and well, I'm a little smelly when I get back in the house, and she's not a big fan of the garage perfume. There's a lot of it's coming loose. It just doesn't want to. It's a pretty thick layer of, I would say the oil had not been changed in the air cleaner in a while. Oh. But it's getting there. Little caressing. Put your finger in there and wiggle it around a little bit. Loosen her up. That's what she said. That's definitely not a kid-friendly joke. Yeah. And we'll dip her back down in there some more. Almost. One little bit of dirty. Yeah, it's pretty good. Probably take a, what do with my brush? I had a brush. We'll take a brush and clean out around that lip. Call that good. What else do we have in there? Oh, the old front seal. Whoa, look at that. Gasket came off. Man, that thing is hard and brittle. So I'll find my brush and I will scrub all this real good. It's supposed to have fairly mild temperatures this week. It got up like in the 50 today, I think, which is so much better than the teens and 20s we've been having. If it warms up like that, we'll clean these up real good and get some paint on them, and then they'll be ready to go back in. So anyway, yeah, that's kind of tonight's project. Is just yeah, not bad. And that thing, I'll hit it with some brake clean to rinse it out real good. Compressed air. We'll get them all cleaned up real good. It'll be all right. Anyway, yeah, I don't feel like digging out that thing, tripod. So I'm gonna shut you off. I'll bring you back when I'm done cleaning, and we'll look, see how things look. All right, I'm done with that cleaning as good as it gets. Get all that out of there. That cleaned up pretty nice. It's real good in there. I'll get some paper towel and wipe that out. Let that drip out of the bottom there. A little extra in there. This side's not too worried about super much. I got to get that seal out. But it's still got some crusties on it that I don't know if I don't have a whole lot of stuff off of this engine to run through the bucket of gas parts cleaner. So what may happen is this will get swapped out of that location and we'll trade it out for the sandblast cabinet, and we will maybe work on sandblast and stuff, or we'll wire wheel. I don't know. I'm gonna try and get more of that paint cleaned off, get them cleaned up nice, and it's gonna be brown. Might not be the right shade of brown, because I think this is gonna get a box store Rust-Oleum rattle can restoration on the engine, or repaint. I shouldn't say repaint on the engine, because I can buy a can of Rust-Oleum for $3, $4, $5, whatever it is. If I go to the NAPA store and have them mix up the correct shade of Dyna Brown in a rattle can, it's like $17, $20, I don't know, $30. It's a little expensive. And since I'm not painting the whole tractor, and it's not, I mean, I should have. Hold on a second. I think I got fingerprint marks on my screen. Yeah, is that better? That might be better. I don't know. I had some splatters stuck on the screen earlier before I started filming, and I scraped them off. Yeah, that looks pretty clean there. Scraped them off my finger and rubbed the lens real good, and was gonna get a tissue and clean the lens. I don't think I did anyway. The paint on the wheels isn't great. The centers aren't bad. The outers are a little rough. The fenders are rough. But the metal's just not. It's good. It's nice and straight. If a guy wanted to do a tear down and do a complete repaint, this would turn out to be a really nice tractor. But we still use it, and I don't want to. Well, I'm not. I want to get it out of my garage, so we'll just clean it up and we'll give it a rattle can restoration on all the parts we touch, and we'll move on, and we will enjoy running and driving it and not worrying about scratching the paint, because that's where we're at. Got to decide how much of the motor parts. I know the heads are going to go to the machine shop. I don't know about the pistons and rings. I have to message Buddy John and find out what they do as far as what they've got for a cleaner. If they don't have a good dip tank or anything, there's no point in sending them. I can just wire wheel them up, clean them up here, and put new rod bearings in them back in the. And I think the blocks will go so that they can clean them up, and they will have a ridge cutter. They can cut what little ridge is in the top. And see, they're hiding down in there. You see them down in there? Blocks are hiding right in there. Anyway, they can clean that up. Yeah, I'd really like to get this thing back together pretty quick. The side plate definitely needs a coat of paint. There's like none left on it. So we'll sandblast, wire wheel, whatever it takes to get it cleaned up. And I'm just I just don't have a lot of steam in the tank tonight, even though it's pretty nice out. I just don't have a lot of energy or gumption to do much. But I got those 3 pieces fairly well cleaned up. I may take that front cover seal holder over there and see if well, there's too much stuff. Never mind. I don't feel like messing with that tonight either. We'll get that stuff cleaned up better. Yeah, it's supposed to be fairly mild this week, so hopefully I won't have to run the jet heater a whole lot to make it comfortable, and I can get a lot of this cleaned up and buzzed up with wire wheels and whatnot, and brake clean and oven cleaner. Yeah, not so much oven cleaner because you got to wash that off a little bit. Brake clean and wire wheels and wire brushes and everything. And anyway, yeah, do one thing every day, right? And that's how you eat the elephant one bite at a time. So I got those cleaned up. I mean, worst case scenario, it could go back together, put a new seal on that, and it could go back there just the way it is and just not paint it. Anyway, All right, well, I think we're gonna call. I think we'll call that call this one for the night. I'll be back. Thanks for joining me out in the garage. You know, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Whatever the professional YouTubers say. I'll be back.